loads of criticism for the vice president's cost-capping price control plan. And this is coming from the right, left, and the center. That left-leaning Washington Post columnist that Jackie mentioned with this, when your opponent calls you communist, maybe you don't propose price controls. It is hard to exaggerate how bad Kamala Harris's price gouging proposal is. An opinion piece in the New York Post titled, quote, "The economic choice in this election is stark. Bigger opportunity or bigger state." A new Fox polling shows a majority of voters trust former President Trump more than Vice President Harris to handle the economy. Ari Fleischer, Fox News contributor, former White House press secretary, is here. Ari, I understand being intoxicated by all the cheering crowds that she has faced, but is she so overcome with her own sense of awesomeness that she thinks that she can sell food shortages and bare store shelves to the American voter?
You know, Dagan, when people labeled her dangerously liberal, this is exactly why. This is what dangerous liberals think they should do. They should use the power of the government to set prices in America, as opposed to you, me, the private sector setting the price for something we want to buy. If it's too high, we don't buy it. If it's too low, there's too much demand, inflation. She wants the government to do it. It's never worked anywhere. But it does work in showing you who Kamala Harris is. And she is exactly who she said she was in 2019 when she ran for president, the most left-wing liberal candidate you can imagine. And it's just going to ooze out of her throughout this campaign, even though she tries to run from it and hide it. It's coming out today in her price gouging speech.
The Wall Street Journal editorial board, in a piece titled "How the Biden-Harris Economy Left Most Americans Behind," says Harris is promising the same economic policies with a shinier countenance. Don't expect better results. All right, based on just this single proposal and jumping off what you said, she is further left and more dangerous fiscally and economically and financially to Americans whose wages have declined 4% under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris than Joe Biden himself was.
You know, we've all heard the expression, you get what you pay for. And of course, that makes sense. It's called life. What Joe Biden and Kamala Harris now on steroids want to do is allow you to get what you don't pay for. She's going to forgive even more student loan debt today. She's going to announce a $25,000 credit for home buying. She's going to just give away money that the government doesn't have in an attempt to win votes. But it backfires. That's the problem with it. This is a definitional issue of who she is. This reinforces everything about her being on the far left side of the spectrum, away from free markets and more for government control of the spending decisions we make while giving people things for free. And we all know there's no such thing as for free. But the proposal she'll announce today about even more student loan debt. All that does is make blue-collar workers who didn't go to college pay the bills for people who do go to college and don't want to pay their own bills. It's just wrong. Who would raise a child to think that that's how you're supposed to live in life? This is what liberals do. This is what big government people do. This is who Kamala Harris is showing herself to be.
Well, and pardon this expression, it's a middle finger to the roughly 85% of Americans who have no student loan debt, no college debt at all. And that's what's again, it's a handout to the people who don't need it, and you're burdening people who did not get that opportunity or paid their own way. I want to get to this. This is one headline. Kamala Harris seeks to unburden herself of the Biden record. Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary says that would be in her best interest. Listen to this.
If the strategy is just bash big business, bash energy, bash pharma, bash ag, bash everything, then she's a leftist again. She can't win the election. So my prediction is, and we'll know more next week after the convention, she has to get rid of Biden. I understand the heritage thing and everything, but she's got to distance herself from Bidenomics. That is radioactive waste for voters. So if she doesn't bring some daylight in and go to the center, she'll just lose.
There's no indication she'll do that, and she can't do that because her jumping off point is Bidenomics to Kamalanomics?
I thought it was interesting that President Biden says she won't do that. But look, here's what we do know about Kamala Harris. She's distanced herself from herself. She has distanced herself from all the positions she took in 2019 and 20 about having single payer, Medicare for all, no private insurance, confiscate your guns, no fracking. Virtually every position she's taken, she has now distanced herself from herself. Well, she also distanced herself from her boss. So what does it tell you about the character of somebody who distances themselves from their boss, distances themselves from themselves? You know, you can tell when Kamala Harris is announcing a policy that she'll quickly abandon when she says, day one, or she says, no question. When she answers with those words, she's about to abandon the policy she was just for. And it's because other than being such a left-wing progressive when she can get away with it, the only thing she's interested in is winning. And so is the Democrat base. They'll forgive her for not having any firm stands. But I'm not sure that's going to work with independents, and it's also part of the job of the Trump campaign. They've got to be the ones who illustrate all these changes of position, flip-flops, and her lack of character to be able to distance herself from her boss and from herself.
Moving on to this, Ari, right now, Judge Juan Merchan is weighing former President Trump's legal team's request that he delay sentencing for the 34 guilty counts until after the election. Trump's lawyers say that the September 18th date shows, quote, naked election interference objectives. Judge Merchan is also expected to decide by September 16th whether or not to toss Trump's guilty verdict after the Supreme Court's decision on the president have some immunity for official acts. Trump yesterday tore into what many call the lawfare against him.
They want to put me in prison, just so you understand. They tell me I should be nice. They want to put me in prison. It's never happened before in the history of our country. I did nothing wrong. I have crooked judges. I have crooked prosecutors. And they're all Democrats.
Merchan has denied 3 requests from Trump's lawyers to recuse himself over his daughter's work with the Democrat Party. Sean Duffy with me yesterday.
He should remove himself from the case. But again, if that happens, Dagan, you might get a fair and impartial judge. Merchan can't let that happen. He has a political vendetta against Donald Trump. So he wants to keep this case so he can extract some pain from President Trump, not because of the law, not because of what Donald Trump did, but because of politics. That's what this is all about.
The 3 other criminal cases against former President Trump are all stalled right now with almost no chance of significant progress before the election. Ari, how do you see this playing out with Judge Merchan?
Yeah, Dagan, it's fascinating because I think a lot of Americans thought that this had come and gone, that these legal cases peaked in the summer, and now we're going to go back to what American democracy is supposed to be, which is 2 candidates duking it out and leaving it to the people. And all of a sudden now we're reminded, oh yeah, possible sentencing. I've always braced myself for President Trump getting sentenced to prison. I've always thought that's what Judge Merchan was going to do, and people should not rule that out. Now, whether he'll do it given the Supreme Court case, that's the big if here. But if he has his way, and if he disregards the Supreme Court ruling, he's going to sentence Donald Trump for prison. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it will backfire. This is where the Democrats have been wrong all year, ever since they started to indict him a couple years ago. They thought this would get rid of Donald Trump, and it only made him stronger. That's the political backfire that results from when one party interferes with an election by trying to use legal means to get the other guy off the ballot. You don't do that at the presidential level. You leave it up to the people. That's where this needs to be settled in a free and fair election this November. But I'm braced, Dagan. I don't know what Judge Merchan will do, but I do know who he is, and he wants to put Donald Trump in prison. Legal
warfare. Calling it lawfare doesn't quite hit it hard enough. Ari Fleischer, thank you, sir.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.